Welcome back to the 2018 Icebreaker Invitational, as this is our second broadcast of the day. Another talent-laden matchup. This one features the 2019 Rebels taking on the Georgia Stars 17 and under squad. A lot of talent on both sides, and we look forward to getting into this one. You look at the Rebel side of things, you got number 1, Isaiah Scott, a player to keep an eye on. That's not an exhaustive list. Plenty of talent there. Also, Javante LeCount, Kevin McLeod, and Ladarius Mack, just to name a few. A lot of Liberty County and Bradwell Institute representatives there on the Rebel side of things. For the Georgia Stars, you got Marcus Watson. He's number 10 there in the blue. And yes, he is a high schooler. Guy just looks like he's been playing in the NBA for 3 years. Passes inside, tied up, and we're going to have our first trip. Thought we'd have our trip to the free throw line, but it won't be. Instead, they're going to say a jump ball, as they were able to tie up Mulai Sissoko. And so it will be Rebels basketball. Trey McGowan's out of Hargrave guarding the ball. Now it's in the hands of Isaiah Scott. McGowan's, tell you what, he's loose on the defensive end. Loose in terms of being able to move laterally like he's moving. In terms of his defensive prowess, anything but loose. Gets the rebound, pushes it the other way. Now over to Watson. Watson called for the double dribble. Lost the handle momentarily and gets hit with the double dribble. So Marcus Watson in Georgia now. Hails from the Carolinas. They're in North Carolina specifically, now a member of Buford High School, a state champion in Georgia in the previous year. Part of a Buford team that is always a perennial contender there in the state of Georgia. But here we are in the travel season, as this matchup is still cranking up. Still 0-0, Georgia Stars with the ball. No KG with it. Now he'll get it to the top of the key. Burns inside, little high-low action. Burns to Sissoko. Keep an eye on that connection and the matchup that both of those big fellas present. The matchup problems, I should say. Could be something to keep an eye on as this game continues. A little bit too much mustard there on that one. Pass intended for David Thomas. Squirts through his hands and out of bounds. So the Stars look to add to a 2-0 advantage. McGowan's to Sissoko, now back out. No KG. Skies in for the lay in. Would say lay up, but he sort of laid that one down when you look at how he skied and just dropped that one over the rim. Makes it 4-0 in favor of the Stars. Here's a three-pointer on the way. In and out, rebound by Watson. Watson gets no KG, who gets behind the defense. He's blocked inside. And the block not 100% clean, as no KG is going to head to the free throw line. So Semi KG at the line, already has 2 points. And good on the second free throw. So that'll make it 6-0. And the Rebels still trying to get on the board. Marcus Watson guarding Scott. Scott creates just enough space to hit the fall away jumper. Make it 6-2. Watson will try to answer back with a 3 of his own. Still getting those jump shot reps up in addition to pumping iron. Watson makes it 9-2 there with the triple. So we have a foul away from the ball that's going to send it back over to the Stars. Actually a 3 in the key. Oh, correction, we look at the instant replay. That was Watson on that 3 ball. I'm sure anybody listening heard me say 3 in the key and said, well, they're not calling that in AAU. 9-2 ball game. Scott being guarded by Watson. Now kicks it along the baseline. Traveling violation. Giddy up before he got the ball in there did Kevin McLeod. So a turnover is going to send it back over to the Stars here in this 9-2 ball game. First contest was between Team Forest and the Carolina Raptors. Team Forest went out to a 20-plus point lead before the Raptors ended up battling back, pulled as close as to 4 points, I believe, in that second half before Team Forest held on and got the victory. Burns ahead to Sissoko. Sissoko lost the handle momentarily, kicks it out to Watson. Watson, corner 3 ball, too strong. Offensive board, he's got reinforcements in the form of Zemi Nokeji. Makes it 11-2. Scott trying to do a lot individually against Watson. Shoulders a lot of the load here, but it's a tall task when you look at Watson as an individual defender, then what he has with him. Takeoff. Rattles the rim here, but can't get that one to stay down. Triple off the mark. Sissoko has been a beast on the boards. Coming the other way, here are the Rebels. Kickball will keep it this way. And if you're the Rebels, you have to do a better job of taking care of the ball. It's one thing to miss shots. It's another thing to not even get opportunities on goal when you turn the ball over. Cannot afford to do that here against this Georgia Star squad. And you're going to have somebody else be a little bit more aggressive and also stronger with the ball to kind of complement what Isaiah Scott is looking to do. Multiple players that can fit that bill for the Rebels. You just got to see them execute. We'll see how the remainder of the first half goes. Currently trailing by 9. Here's Scott. Strong drive inside, but that one swatted away by Wokeji. Wokeji trapped along the sideline. Gets a timeout. So a timeout on the floor. It's a 9-point game as we approach the 11-minute mark. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching the 2018 Icebreaker Invitational here on SUV TV.
Check this out. Did you know that you can have all kinds of delicious food from your favorite local restaurants delivered right to your door? I know, I just blew your mind. All you have to do is go to choices2you.com. Choose from a list of great local restaurants, pick what you want right from their menu, and Choices to You will deliver it to your home or office. It's that easy. Get real restaurant food from the places you love delivered right to your door. Choices2you.com. Eat out without going out.
And we are back to the action. It's a 9-point game. Too much inside. That's DJ Burns. Had 3 defenders draped all over him. Didn't matter. Muscled that one up and in. It's an 11-point game. The contest on the perimeter. Scott can't get it to go. Wokeji with the rebound. They'll push ahead, and the Stars have numbers. I see 3 blue jerseys. Only 1 back in gold. It was Isaiah Scott. The effort was there. Unfortunately, couldn't stop that Stars machine from rolling as it's 15-2. As the Rebels just have a tall task in front of them, they're trying to get a couple buckets going to make this one more of a back-and-forth game versus the Stars just really being able to get what they want at this point. Even when they miss, you see their attacking of the offensive glass there on that last play. Tie up there on the floor as both Burns and Scott go after that one. Scott with the ball. Scott being guarded by Watson. Goes opposite the ball screen, kicks it to the wing. Rebels having to work so hard to get good shots on goal. Scott with the touch. He's going to have a big game. No way around it. Got a good team with him. But a great defense, just when you look at the pieces on the floor. Trey McGowan has really set the tone for the Stars. He's on the bench now, but the way he defended the ball the first couple possessions, there was no sleeping early out of the gate. The Rebels get a bucket to pull it to within 9. Watson spinning along that sideline. Now he'll try a triple. Cash. As he knocks that one down. Makes it a 12-point contest. Now takeoff. Missed the jam earlier. Was not going to do it with that one. So a 5-point run by Marcus Watson. Take another look at that triple. Mention how he's been in that weight room. I was a little worried, man. Is he going to lift himself out of being able to have such a nimble jumper as he's always shown? He answers that question with that triple there, just in front of where all the coaches sit when everybody's here for Peace Jam. Alley and the oop. A nice pass there from Coleman Boyd, the sharpshooter, jumping up and slamming it home. There's number 21. Believe that's Jordan Mecca. As Mecca must have just gotten off the highway. He was not down there when they were in the layup line. So off of I-20 and into the scorebooks is Jordan Mecca. Take another look at that one. Coleman Boyd, he's a player that can shoot the ball very well. You see him throw that one up from the volleyball line. Mount Bethel to Mount Bethel there for the slam. Here's Scott. Scott is going to sleep well tonight, I can assure you of that. As he scores before he can even get back on defense, it's a Jordan Mecca jam on the other end. Ball tipped around, rebound caught in traffic, trying his best to find an outlet there with Stanley Eze. Foul before he can do so, but it'll be Stars ball there along the baseline as you take a look at Jordan Mecca. He's been in the game not even for a full minute. He's already got 2 rim rattlers. That one's going to be knocked out of bounds. Ball in now to Mike Green. Green out to Boyd. Boyd, three-pointer, good. First three-point take, first three-point make there for Coleman Boyd. Boyd makes it 27-8. That Boyd last name well known around the state of Georgia, whether it's Coleman Boyd and his pops, Cal Boyd, there at a Mount Bethel program that turned a lot of heads in Georgia. Will be entering the GHSA classification this year, led by Jordan Mecca, the young fella that just has every intention on seemingly taking home one of these Riverview Park rims with him, with the way he's tested them early on. Lefty triple. But again, talked about that Boyd last name, Cal Boyd, the head coach there at Mount Bethel, David Boyd. He's coached multiple programs there in Georgia. Very well known for those Milton teams that he coached there in the past. Also doing some assisting there with a solid Brunswick team there in Georgia. Let's take a look at the Rebels being able to take advantage of the long rebound and able to flip that one up and in. It's now 29-10 here. About 6:42 remaining. And I mentioned Mount Bethel and just what they bring to the table in terms of talent. Jordan Mecca, just one of multiple go-getters there on that roster. The two-hand chin-up. As that young, I don't even think he had time to come in and do jumping jacks. Just came right in. I guess catching an alley-oop is a good way to get loose. As it is now a 19-point game. We'll see how the Rebels respond. Boyd, nobody around him. They must not have read the scouting report. Or maybe that first three-pointer that he made wasn't enough. He splashes that second one to push the lead now to 32-10. And obviously, the Rebels not leaving him open by choice, or just because they want to. Plenty of other weapons on the floor to have to pay attention to. So it's easier said than done here for the Rebels, but they've got to do something as this game has gotten ugly early. Mecca back out to Green. Green will step into a three just inside the volleyball line. In and out, rebound snatched down by the Rebels' David Thomas. Sissoko guarding Thomas now. Sissoko gets a hand up on it now. They try to snatch it away. They play patty cake with it for a little bit. Now it's in the hands of Mecca. Mecca, Boyd, transition three. Off to the right, no good, but a rebound pulled out of there by Eze. Unselfish play there as Boyd had an open look, tried to force it to Mecca. Mecca got it back to him, and there on that play, maybe the Stars a little too unselfish. But just moving it around, passing up a good shot, trying to get a better one. They end up turning the ball over, but unfortunately for the Rebels, they have plenty of cushion to work with here in this first half, as it has been all Stars early on. Floater, good. Score that one for number 2, Keenan Taylor. The giant killer floater ahead. Here's Mecca running the floor. Fouled inside, and he'll shoot 2 free throws. So many points are gotten from big men that know how to be able to complete their rim runs consistently and show enough of a motor to get up and down the floor and put the onus on the defense to be able to have their big man run with them, play in and play out. Mecca, Sissoko, Eze, just a couple of players on this Georgia Star squad that are going to put that pressure on you, play in and play out to run with them. Mecca the type of player that can get you 8 to 10 points strictly off of rim runs there throughout the game. Lead now 22. Stepping on the out-of-bounds line there were the Rebels. Jaden Young trying to make the move. And again, this game would be a little bit differently if the Stars weren't attacking the defensive end the same way they are the offensive end. You're not seeing them score and just kind of slack a little bit and just give the Rebels anything that they can feed off of to get back into this game. They're defending as if they're the ones down by 20. Boyd has that one poked away. Now Sissoko had it knocked away momentarily. Can't get the layup to go. Rebound in traffic by David Thomas. Thomas, pass stolen by Boyd. Boyd looking to take it all the way. Reverse, flips that one off the window. Left hand, left side. They're on the reverse for Coleman Boyd. Contested three. That one's off the mark. Rebound brought down by Eze. Foul called on the play is going to go against Sheldon of the Rebels. If I'm Sheldon, I'm kind of shaking my head on that foul call as well. Mr. Ref, look, we're working way too hard on defense for that ticky-tack foul to be called. If I can't get away with that minimal amount of contact, it's going to be tough to slow these guys down. Pass inside to Mecca, puts the defender in the rim, flips that one up and in. A good contest there by LeCount. Mecca has him by about, I'd say by about 2 or 3 inches. Offensive board, Mecca smacks that one against the glass. Where's the Joel Hillsman get that shot out of here? Soundbite when you need it. As you take a look at that one short, trying to work hard on the offensive glass, but Mecca kind of thwarts that plan as far as that putback. Slams that one into the ground here at Riverview Park. Triple on the way, no good. Eze with the rebound. That was in the hands of McGowan. McGowan ahead to Boyd. Boyd. Boyd fouled on the play. So he was getting that one over to Sissoko. Pass inside to Burns now. Burns. Barbecue chicken on the inside. When you look at this matchup, for those that might just be turning on, you see 40-12, you might make some assumptions. This hasn't been due to a lack of effort from the Rebels. They're playing hard, but just matchup on paper-wise, just when you look at what the Stars have, it's a very tough team to come from behind against. But a nice move on the inside, flipping that one up, and then Jaden Young out of Liberty County. Wraparound pass to Burns. Burns misses the shot initially, going after it. Playing volleyball inside, tips it to himself again. This time he's going to be tied up, and he'll go to the free throw line. I think that play is a prime example of some of what I was alluding to before I stopped to let you know about that Jaden Young bucket. Just too much size inside for the Stars here in this matchup. I mean, Burns and Sissoko in the game at the same time is how they started it off. Then now Sissoko's on the bench, but when Sissoko goes to the bench, you bring in Xavier Valley out of North Clayton. You bring in Zimi and KG, player just as tall as Sissoko. If he's having a breather, then you got Jordan Mecca, you got Stanley Eze on the inside. So that's just a wealth of talent on the inside. We haven't even really talked perimeter and guard play. So you got McGowans and a Marcus Watson out there on the perimeter. Two guys that have enough size to really be able to wreak havoc on the interior as well. So a tall task, but one player that's been up for it has been Isaiah Scott. He shouldered a lot of the scoring load. That triple makes it 41-18. Strong drive by Scott, flips that one up and in and one. Got to give him the continuation on that. Basket's good. Isaiah Scott out of Bradwell Institute. Think he knows what time it is as far as having to go get buckets. Lowers the shoulder, eats the contact, and flips that one up off the glass, hoop, and the horn. Gets the back end free throw as well. Here's Burns. Burns gets it to a cutting Wokeju, who gets called for the travel. Shots missed. Follow up on the offensive glass for number 0. That's Javante LeCount. LeCount pulls them to within 18. Pass out to Green, they'll close out. Now he'll hit KG. KG off on the three-point attempt.
360 and he throws it down.
He'll come off the double screen to the left. Oh, and wide open underneath.
Sexton gonna step back, fade away three. Oh my goodness! Colin Sexton!
In the lane by Tracy. Here's Williamson, makes his way around one tight. Now hustling in toward the lane and throws it down. That's what the crowd had been waiting on. A fantastic dunk coming in by Williamson. Trent, off balance jumper.
Nailed it. Pierre to Gary Trent Jr. Oh my goodness! That's how you end the game, folks.
Welcome back to the 2018 Icebreakers. It's been all Georgia Stars so far. Stanley Eze with the lay in there to make it 28-47. Coleman Boyd with it up top. Green directing traffic. They want to get it into Jordan Mecca. Mecca back out to Green. Green gets the defender in the air. Left hand 3-ball. Ice cream. The splash courtesy of Mike Green. Make it 28-50 in what's been a lopsided affair so far. SWAT team, Jordan Mecca blocks another one out of bounds. Mecca with the rebound. Collision there. And Sheldon ran full speed right into Stanley Eze. Glad both guys are all right. The alley off the glass, no oop. Mecca trying to work to make sure they get the below the rim too. He can't get it. Sissoko right there to make sure they do. Just firepower on top of firepower right now. 28-54. So 2-shot foul coming here for Javante LeCount. Can't get the first free throw to go if you're the Rebels. Got to be able to take advantage of those freebies. You've got to. Not much else is coming for free with the way the Stars have defended it again. Talked about all the firepower and options on the offensive end, but what's been equally as impressive, if not more impressive, is how they've defended, the way they play defense here in this one. They're not playing like this game is over and like they've got it, even though it's a lopsided game. They're playing like they're down Sissoko. And a guy can score the ball with his back to the basket, jump hook. They're at a premium, despite how the game has changed and the versatility shown by a lot of your big players. Make no mistake, you can appreciate a guy that can get you a back to the basket bucket. Three from the corner. That one's off the mark. Ball tipped around. Watson, he's got Burns ahead. Loses it. Now it'll go back the other way. Here's Scott, Isaiah Scott, getting a trip to the free throw line. Three coming from the wing. That's Xavier Valley out of North Clayton. The North Clayton Eagle gets that triple to go. North Clayton led by head coach Martise Troop. Former high school coach of Marcus Georges Hunt. Is that alley? The U portion too strong for Watson. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Wakaji, who flips that one up and in. But Marcus Georges Hunt, he's a member of the Minnesota Timberwolves and a player that I'm sure was a pleasure to coach for Martise Troop. I know he was fun to watch those 4 years there at North Clayton. Solid career at Georgia Tech and earned a spot. One of those guys that you knew once he ended up in Minnesota, it was going to be hard for a guy like a Tom Thibodeau not to be able to see the value in what a Marcus Georges Hunt brings to the table on both ends. .30 game. Blocked inside, but we've also got a foul. Chin up on the rim there, courtesy of Zemi Wokeji. Marcus Watson, baseline drive, can't get the shot to go. At this point, you got a couple Georgia stars vying for tip dunks on that one. Trey McGowan's in Wokeji. That's a good problem to have those kind of ups. If I'm playing, you don't got to worry about me coming for that tip dunk. I'm the guy on the floor boxing out, looking to come down with that rebound. The tip dunk action, I just had to watch the young fellas vie for that. McGowan tripped up and fouled on the play. (67-36). Foul on the play is going to send number 5 Sheldon to the free throw line. Layup good to go there for Xavier Valley. McGowan takes off. Can't get that one to stay down, but still worth a couple oohs and ahs from the crowd here on site. Three-pointer good for Javante LeCount. So a quick pause for substitutions on both sides. Boyd, pass to Eze. Eze trying to work inside, leaves that one short. Sissoko trying to gather it. Good hustle, still playing hard to Sheldon for the Rebels. There's too much size inside as Mecca gives it to Sissoko and gets it back. Tip dunk attempt, no good. Coleman Boyd coming the other way. Pass ahead to Green. Green. The Eze had it poked away, and Sissoko trying to bring it in. It'll go off of his hand. I got to talk to Cal Boyd of Mount Bethel, man. I got to talk to him about Mecca. It's tough to take Mecca places with the way he treats rims, man. Boyd to Mecca. Mecca with the jam. I got to text Cal Boyd right now. It's getting disrespectful at this point. You can't take Jordan Mecca anywhere, man. 73-40 after that Mecca alley. Three-pointer off the mark. Pass ahead. Sissoko, his time for Boone. Just an easy two-hand jam. Just a basic factory jam. A full timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout with them, but not before we take a look at some of the damage being done to the rim here by the Georgia Stars. Norman Parker, don't be surprised if Riverview Park Activity Center sends you a bill after this one. Mecca just taking off. No justice for the rim here in North Augusta. And welcome back here to the 2018 Icebreaker. The ice has been broken here by the Stars in terms of this particular game, as they have not been shy about coming out setting the tone on both ends here so far in this one. Trip to the free throw line here for Isaiah Scott. Loose ball, diving to the floor to get it. Like the Rebels fighting, getting to the floor to get the 50-50 ball, continuing the fight. Also for Stanley Eze, still playing as if it's still a tie ball game. Green, a wide open layup for the Stars. Blocked out of there by Sissoko. Pass ahead. He's a too tall for Mecca. Or actually, Mecca too tall for Eze. As it looked like Mecca was looking for a little give and go action.